Royal Rumble 2022 review. JJ, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar. It's been an MMA heavy Rumble. Are you happy financially and personally with the two winners tonight?
Financially, I was happy with the first couple of hours. Happy to see Ronda Rousey back. I thought that she was amazing when she had her 1.5 year run or so. But the last hour was you just knew as soon as Brock got screwed over by Roman that it was going to be a Royal Rumble winner. We called it as soon as he got screwed over. So it was just, an hour where you're waiting for Brock to come out. Brock destroyed everyone. And I hated seeing Kevin Owens get buried by Shane McMahon. I hated seeing Big E get buried. And just sad because people that I like got screwed over. Brock, fine. I'm enjoying his character right now, but it was just so predictable. Such a letdown. I wish they would have switched it the other way around. Have Ronda end the show. That would have been so much more entertaining for me.
Lissy, so we kind of all predicted that when Brock lost the title match to Bobby, he would come back, and the match that they've been planning for 6 months is Brock versus Roman, so that's kind of expected. But are you surprised that they went kind of that predictable with Ronda and Brock both winning, both part-timers by trade?
I think against my better wrestling judgment, we have to think about the current climate, right?
Business. What's good for business, pal?
What's good for business, exactly. So I personally, I don't love the fact that Ronda and Brock won as a wrestling fan. However, the businesswoman in me definitely sees the allure in, what the returns potentially could be on having Ronda and Brock win the Royal Rumble in main event 1 and night 2 respectively, bless you, of WrestleMania. So, I mean, surprised, disappointed. Yeah.
Would you not be at all concerned if you think of the last two in the Rumble there, Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar? They made their respective debuts in 2002 and 2009. You look at, again, we compare this to AEW a lot on the likes of the Four Pillars and their debut on national TV, but Brock Lesnar made his debut on TV 20 years ago. Drew McIntyre 13 years ago. There was nobody from the newer generation that really made a big stride to them. Does that concern you, Lissy?
A bit, yeah, because I during the watch, we were talking about, Lissy, who's your pick, who's your favorite? And of course, I know that, AJ Styles' name came up, Austin Theory's name came up a lot, especially from me, as well as Matt Riddle. So I would have loved to see a little bit of new blood. And the thing is, again, personally, I get it, but professionally, I get it too. I just, at the end of the day, I don't think Brock needs it. And that's all. Like, same thing as I didn't think Brock needed to win against The Undertaker a few years ago in the streak. So it's kind of just like, okay, where are we ultimately going with, who needs it versus what's best for business, what's best for ratings, etc.
JJ, how do you compare the men's and women's Royal Rumble winners as opposed to what's best for business? Was it smart booking on Vince's part?
Can't hear you.
You're muted, genius.
No, it's smart booking in the short term because they're going to get money, but they're not building anyone. They're burying everyone with talent who is young and who is full-time. All they are doing by doing this is saying, here's how we get some money in for WrestleMania this year. But they're not thinking about how they're going to get money in for WrestleMania in 5 years' time or anything like that. And they haven't done for 10 years. And that is why they've got two people in there who were debuted, like Jack said, 10 years ago and 20 years ago. Well, more than that. Stupid. Doesn't build anyone. No one who is new and relevant has got any shine. I'm disappointed. I mean, this is the first time that I've watched WWE this year.
If you were there with the pencil, what would you do? Chad Gable aside, what would you have done tonight differently?
It's a long-term plan, though, isn't it, Jack? It's a long-term plan. You can look at someone like Big E, right, who could be over, who all the fans want to be behind. Right? He's been treated like shit. But if you go back, it doesn't matter what you do tonight. Okay, it's what you do week in and week out, and they're not treating anyone with any love week in, week out to get them over, and they're not going to get anywhere. All they can do to get pops, to get ratings, is to bring back the big names, the household names that they made 20 years ago to get anywhere. Who do people want to see? Undertaker, Triple H, The Rock. That's who people want to see. Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle. That's how they get pops now. They don't have anyone apart from Roman that they've built in the last 5, 6, 7 years. Even Seth, just nothing. He's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
That's quite damn JJ. Lissy,
What do
any
you think,
final
Zach?
thoughts on the Rumble tonight?
No, I mean, I think, again, we were anticipating some surprises. I think from the men's Royal Rumble, we didn't see a lot of legends necessarily come in and whatever. Like, I think the women's Royal Rumble, at least we got to see Lita, we got to see Ivory, we got to see Molly
Michelle McCool.
Yeah, Michelle McCool, which it was
Bellas,
nice, right?
Melina,
the Bellas.
Melina.
I think half of the Rumble
but
field
all of
was
them, like
nostalgia.
all of okay, they didn't show a single ounce of respect to any of the legends apart from the Bellas. And yeah, I mean, you got to remember, 15 of the 30 were legends, like people that aren't affiliated to. I think so. They're not even. They're not putting over their current talent.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not putting over their current talent. They're not giving respect to the legends. They're just saying, "Hey, here's a household name. Let's give it the world." And you know, I don't dislike Ronda. Ronda's put in a lot of work when she was here for that year to be a good in-ring WWE competitor, right? Fine, I don't have any issue with that. But come on, like, let's have some respect for Melina, who people love, haven't seen for what, 10, 15 years. And she was gone within less than a minute. She was gone before number 3 came out. It was her and Sasha at the start, and she was gone before number 3 came out. I mean, it's just sad.
Exactly. Yeah, same. No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, overall, I was disappointed. I mean, the Rumble is my absolute favorite premium show, previously known as pay-per-view, for the year, right?
Pay-per-view content.
Yeah, whatever. Like, I love the Rumble more than I love WrestleMania. For me, it's always Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and that's just my personal opinion. No one needs to agree or disagree.
Wow.
But it is what it is. But yeah, like, I would have loved to see somebody new go over. And again, I was so happy to see Mickie James come in and, you know, break down that forbidden door or whatever. I just think we hit the mark on the women's match, and maybe on the men's match we didn't so much.
And the thing is, people will think like, oh, we're just shitting on WWE, we don't care. Like, we have all 3 of us have been WWE fans for 10, 15, 20 years, like on and off throughout, you know, whatever. We've had downtimes, we've had uptimes. I'm sure anyone that's watching this
32 years.
I went to bed at 8 p.m. tonight so I could wake up at 12:30 in the morning
100%.
to sit here until 6 o'clock in the morning to watch this show and to talk about it with my friends and to, you know, make some video content for you guys. And, you know, we're not making money off this. We just do it because we fucking love wrestling, and that's all it is. We just want to see a good show, and so that's all it is. We just want to see some good stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm gonna get an hour's sleep, and then I'm gonna wake up and run around with the kids in the morning. So
I slept 8 till 10 tonight with the anticipation of like getting up to stay for this show. It's weird because, I mean, is it just the fact that we've hyped things up from a nostalgia perspective being better in our heads? Because like tonight's show, it seemed really underwhelming to when I was a kid or when I was watching it as a teenager. Is it just because we imagine it or remember it better? Am I giving them too much credit?
Jack, that's good. I think it's important for us to distinguish between reality versus what we remember, right? Yeah. So I think, you know, when we look at, we all follow a lot of wrestling pages, and we're like, oh, the last Royal Rumble at Madison Square Garden, Jimmy Snuka came out, Roddy Piper came out, whatever. Like, they
2000 Rumble, Cactus Jack, Triple H.
Brilliant. Yeah, like, but
the Rock through the Rock through the Big Show. We had Mae Young's titties. It was brilliant.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think this year was unique and interesting. Again, I'm not necessarily disappointed, again, because I know that Ronda is a big draw, but I'm a big investor in the future of the women's division, and you know, I would have loved to see Sasha come in as number one and win. I wouldn't have minded that, to be very honest. Or even like a new up and comer, like, you know, Aaliyah is having her little feud with Natalia right now, and like that's cool. Just even, you know, they brought in like we said, the legends and stuff. Like just having Melina come in and last more than 1 minute would have meant more to me than, you know, what I saw tonight. So
Yep.
it is what it is.
All right.
It is what it is.
Well, let's go.
Do you want to like put some like a ball nut in terms of final note?
I can't say anything else. I said what I said. It's disappointing. They're not building anything. They're not thinking long term. Just sad. Just sad. There's nothing really in the men's or the women's that I can really say, hey, I really fucking love that sport. I really fucking love that moment. And I watched the Rumble for those moments, and nothing really got me tonight. Sadly.
Frank is done.
Did it make you think or realize that, you know, I've always been insulting this product pretty much for the past 2 years, 18 months. Are you thinking like maybe it wasn't through malice, it was actually quite like, oh, this company, I tweeted out about 50 minutes ago, this company's fucked long term because
you're right.
Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar are the 2 Rumble winners. They've made
Jeff,
no stars in the past 4 years.
It's not malice. This is just where we are, right? This is what we have today.
But Lissy, how did they make new stars?
Well, I think.
Can you imagine if somebody had thrown Brock Lesnar at the Rumble there?
Yeah, but Drew did that a year ago, and they've already ruined him. It doesn't matter.
Why is that? Why is that, JJ?
No, I don't think Drew's ruined. I don't think Drew's ruined necessarily.
I think Drew's finished.
That's what I think.
I don't think he's ruined. I think he still has. The thing is, he's already established himself. Drew, you have to remember, guys. Let's be realistic. Drew carried. I love Randy Orton. I say Randy Orton carried the company, and Miz carried the company through the pandemic.
Don't ever say that Miz carried them through anything.
Don't talk to me. Drew carried the company through the pandemic. So
yeah, correct.
I don't necessarily think that as a wrestling fan, I'm not going to like cast him off just because of this, because I think we kind of know how it is, but it's tough. It's tough.
It's not because of this though. Like it's because of how they booked him for the last 6 months. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, look.
What's going on with boxes?
Anyway, guys, I need to get some sleep.